If there were something small, gentle, fragrant, and warm that could enter your body every day without a prescription, without side effects, yet help you control your blood sugar more effectively, would you be willing to try it? It is not a medication, nor is it a strict diet. It is a cup of tea. Sounds too simple, doesn't it? But in the world of modern nutritional science, many traditional teas have shown remarkable ability in helping regulate glucose, reduce chronic inflammation in the body, and especially soothe abnormal blood sugar fluctuations after meals. Interestingly, you might be missing out on an incredibly effective solution right in your kitchen cabinet. These teas not only help control blood sugar, but also calm the nervous system, improve sleep, reduce stress, and support heart health. All of this is wrapped in one simple habit: drinking tea the right way. In today's video, I will take you through 5 clinically studied teas suitable for people with diabetes or those at high risk. One of them may completely surprise you because it is so familiar, yet few know its real power. Stay with me until the end of the video, because sometimes one small change in habit can create a big difference in your journey to control blood sugar. Oolong tea. If you are looking for a natural yet powerful solution to help manage your blood sugar without drastically changing your diet or lifestyle, then oolong tea may be exactly the answer you are looking for. Though mentioned less often than green or black tea, oolong holds a special place in both traditional and modern medicine, especially in the area of glucose regulation and metabolic support. Oolong is a traditional Chinese tea processed through partial fermentation, meaning it lies between green tea and black tea in terms of oxidation level. This moderate fermentation helps oolong tea retain many natural polyphenols, a group of antioxidants that have a strong effect on the body's metabolism. These polyphenols not only help protect cells from damage, but also significantly improve the body's ability to absorb and use sugar more efficiently. A study published in the journal Diabetes Care showed that people with type 2 diabetes who drank oolong tea daily for 30 days reduced their fasting blood glucose by an average of 67 milligrams per deciliter. This number is equivalent to about 3.7 millimoles per liter, a significant improvement from a simple daily habit change. And that is not all. Oolong tea has also been shown to reduce HbA1c levels, which indicates long-term blood sugar stability, not just short-term post-meal effects. The mechanism of oolong tea is explained in various ways. First, the polyphenols in tea help slow down carbohydrate absorption in the small intestine. When you eat foods containing starch or sugar, they are broken down into glucose and absorbed into the bloodstream. However, when you drink oolong tea before or after meals, these bioactive compounds slow the absorption rate, helping your blood sugar rise more steadily and stay balanced. This is important because blood sugar spikes after meals are what damage the nervous system, blood vessels, and eyes in people with diabetes. Oolong tea also has a positive effect on weight. Some studies show that the polyphenols in oolong tea may stimulate fat oxidation in the body, meaning they help burn fat more effectively. When you lose abdominal fat, which is closely related to insulin resistance, your body's ability to manage blood sugar also improves significantly. In other words, oolong tea helps address the root of the problem rather than merely reducing symptoms. Additionally, oolong tea helps reduce inflammation, improve heart function, and protect cells from oxidative stress. These factors are crucial in preventing long-term diabetes complications such as coronary artery disease, kidney damage, or retinal degeneration. The homeostasis promoted by oolong tea not only makes you feel healthier, but also slows cellular aging. To get optimal benefits, you should choose high-quality oolong tea, preferably loose leaf rather than tea bags. Loose leaf tea retains more natural compounds because it is less processed and does not contain additives or artificial flavors. If you choose tea bags for convenience, read the label carefully to ensure there is no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or coloring. Organic tea is a safer and purer choice as it does not contain pesticide residue. The recommended intake is 1 to 3 cups per day. The ideal time to drink is before or right after meals, since this is when the body is preparing to absorb glucose. Drinking at this time allows oolong tea compounds to directly interfere with carbohydrate digestion and sugar absorption. If you drink tea in the evening, choose a low-caffeine oolong variety or reduce the amount to avoid affecting your sleep. An important note is to avoid adding sugar or sweetened condensed milk to oolong tea, as this will reduce its blood sugar regulating effects. If you want to enhance the flavor or reduce bitterness, try adding a bit of pure cinnamon powder. Cinnamon is a natural blood sugar regulator that has been widely studied, and this combination is not only delicious, but also enhances glucose control. If you are taking blood sugar-lowering medications or insulin, consult your doctor before drinking oolong tea regularly, especially if you plan to combine it with other teas or herbal supplements. Although tea is generally safe, in rare cases it can enhance the effects of medication and cause excessively low blood sugar if not monitored carefully. Another benefit is that oolong tea supports not only physical health, but also emotional well-being. Every time you brew tea is a moment to slow down, take a deep breath, and reconnect with yourself. In the stressful and demanding journey of managing diabetes, creating peaceful moments like this can help reduce stress, improve sleep, and balance your hormones. So what happens if you begin to add this small habit to your daily life? 1 cup of oolong tea each morning instead of sweetened coffee. A quiet moment after dinner with a warm cup of tea. That alone is already a solid step in your journey toward better health and diabetes control. If you are feeling tired from fluctuating blood sugar, if you are looking for a natural solution that does not put pressure on you, do not overlook oolong tea. This is not just a tea, it is a simple, easy, science-backed, and emotionally supportive therapy made just for you. Have you ever tried oolong tea, and have you noticed any difference after drinking it? Please leave a comment. I would love to hear about your experience. Chamomile tea. If you have ever thought that chamomile tea is simply a drink to relax before bedtime, then today you may need to reconsider. Behind its gentle aroma and warm, pale yellow color lies a series of powerful biological effects that modern science is gradually uncovering, especially for those living with diabetes. Chamomile tea is made from the flowers of the Matricaria chamomilla plant, a herb used for thousands of years in traditional medicine to aid sleep, calm digestion, and reduce inflammation. Recently, researchers have begun paying more attention to the impact of this tea on blood sugar, insulin hormones, and overall metabolic health. A notable study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that when people with type 2 diabetes drank chamomile tea 3 times a day after meals, within just 8 weeks, they recorded a small but significant decrease in their HbA1c levels. The reduction was 0.03%. This may seem small, but considering that this effect came from tea alone, without any change in medication or diet, it is an encouraging result, especially since stable HbA1c reflects the ability to control blood sugar over several weeks, not just short-term readings. The study also noted other important changes. Those who regularly consumed chamomile tea also had lower fasting insulin levels, improved insulin sensitivity, and even decreased some markers of bad cholesterol. These indicators suggest that their bodies were not only managing blood sugar better, but also reducing long-term cardiovascular risks. Why can chamomile tea have such a strong impact? The answer lies in the high levels of natural flavonoids in chamomile petals, especially apigenin, an anti-inflammatory compound that reduces oxidative stress and supports glucose metabolism. When oxidative stress in the body is reduced, insulin works more effectively, helping glucose enter cells more easily rather than accumulating in the blood. Additionally, chamomile tea has the ability to lower post-meal blood sugar levels, which is a very important factor for people with diabetes. After eating, the body digests and absorbs starch, converting it into glucose in the blood. If this process happens too quickly, blood sugar will spike, negatively affecting blood vessels, nerves, and eyes. Chamomile tea slows down this process, helping to ease dangerous blood sugar peaks after meals. Chamomile tea also supports sleep and reduces stress, 2 areas where most people with diabetes struggle. When you are stressed, your body releases cortisol, a hormone that can increase blood sugar. Lack of sleep also causes insulin to function poorly, making glucose more likely to accumulate in the blood. Therefore, when a tea helps calm the nervous system, promote deeper sleep, and balance hormones better, blood sugar will gradually stabilize in a natural way. You can drink chamomile tea 1 to 3 cups per day. The best times are after meals to help control post-meal blood sugar, or in the evening to improve sleep quality. Choose organic chamomile tea in loose leaf form or high-quality tea bags, free from artificial coloring, flavorings, or hidden sugars in the ingredients. Sun-dried fresh chamomile flowers are still the purest option if you can find a trustworthy source. To boost the effects of chamomile tea, consider combining it with ginger or cinnamon. Ginger helps stimulate circulation, warm the body, and support digestion. Cinnamon, as you know, can mimic insulin activity, helping glucose enter cells more easily. When these three ingredients are combined, you get a tea that is both gentle and powerful in regulating blood sugar. If you are not familiar with the slight bitterness of chamomile, you can add a slice of lemon or a fresh apple slice to add aroma and a light sweetness without increasing sugar content. Absolutely do not add sugar or honey to the tea if you are closely monitoring your blood sugar. One important thing to remember is that although chamomile tea is a gentle, natural remedy, those taking blood-thinning medications or with allergies to chamomile should consult their doctor before using it regularly. Especially if you are combining tea with other herbal remedies, close monitoring is needed to avoid unwanted interactions. Finally, what makes chamomile tea so special is the feeling it brings. Unlike medicine or supplements, chamomile tea does not make you feel forced or restricted. Each cup of tea is a moment of peace, a chance to pause, breathe more slowly, and reconnect with your body. In a long and difficult journey like managing diabetes, such peaceful moments are the foundation for comprehensive healing. Cinnamon tea. There is a spice whose warm aroma almost everyone has smelled at least once, especially in sweet pastries, milk teas, or winter dishes. But few people know that when used correctly, this spice is not just for flavoring food, but also a powerful natural blood sugar regulator. That spice is cinnamon. Cinnamon tea is one of the simplest and safest ways to incorporate the benefits of cinnamon into your body every day without worrying about added sugar or calories. When you steep cinnamon in hot water, the bioactive compounds in the bark are released, creating a tea with a naturally sweet aroma, easy to drink, and especially helpful in managing blood sugar. Research published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition has shown that compounds in cinnamon, especially cinnamaldehyde and proanthocyanidins, can mimic the activity of insulin. They help cells absorb glucose more effectively, reduce the amount of sugar remaining in the blood, and thus ease post-meal blood sugar spikes. This mechanism is particularly useful for people with insulin resistance, a common condition in those with type 2 diabetes. Beyond mimicking insulin, cinnamon tea also slows the breakdown of carbohydrates in the digestive system. When you eat starchy foods such as rice, noodles, or bread, they are converted into glucose and absorbed into the blood. But with the presence of polyphenols in cinnamon, this breakdown process happens more slowly, helping to prevent sudden blood sugar spikes. That is why drinking a cup of cinnamon tea after meals is an effective way to support natural glucose regulation. Another benefit of cinnamon tea is its naturally mild sweetness without the need for added sugar. For those who frequently crave sweets, especially after meals, this is a great alternative to sugary drinks or desserts. The warm, slightly spicy and fragrant taste of cinnamon not only awakens the palate, but also soothes the mood and brings a sense of satisfaction after eating without negatively affecting blood sugar levels. However, not all cinnamon is the same. There are two common types on the market: cassia cinnamon and Ceylon cinnamon. Cassia cinnamon is cheaper and more common but contains high levels of coumarin, a compound that can harm the liver if consumed in large doses over time. In contrast, Ceylon cinnamon, also known as true cinnamon, has very low levels of coumarin and is safer for regular use. Therefore, if you plan to drink cinnamon tea daily as a health habit, prioritize Ceylon cinnamon for long-term safety. Making cinnamon tea at home is simple yet effective. You only need 1 to 2 sticks of Ceylon cinnamon, lightly crushed, to help release the essence. Then boil with about 300 to 400 milliliters of filtered water for 15 to 20 minutes. If you want a stronger flavor, simmer on low heat for another 10 minutes. Once cooled, the tea will have a golden brown color, a sweet fragrance, and a warm taste that spreads gently in your mouth when sipped. You can also combine cinnamon tea with ginger or cloves to enhance its anti-inflammatory and blood sugar regulating effects. Ginger warms the body, stimulates circulation, and aids digestion. Cloves are rich in antioxidants and help reduce oxidative stress, a root cause of cellular damage and metabolic disorders in people with diabetes. If you do not have much time, you can use pure Ceylon cinnamon powder mixed directly with warm water. About half a teaspoon per serving is enough to make a gentle, flavorful tea that supports metabolism. Be sure to stir well to avoid residue, and absolutely do not drink dry cinnamon powder directly, as it may irritate the throat. As for dosage, 1 to 2 cups of cinnamon tea per day is suitable for most adults, especially if you are trying to manage blood sugar. However, if you are taking diabetes medication or insulin, monitor your blood sugar levels regularly, because cinnamon tea can enhance the effects of your medicine and potentially lower your blood sugar more than expected. In that case, you should consult your doctor before making cinnamon tea a daily routine. In addition, if you are pregnant or have liver problems, use cinnamon with caution in large amounts. Even though it is a natural herb, any compound with strong biological activity should be used with understanding and care. One often overlooked aspect is that cinnamon tea helps reduce chronic inflammation, a factor that contributes to hormonal imbalances, weight gain, and reduced insulin sensitivity. When your body has less inflammation, your cells function more smoothly, helping you manage blood sugar naturally without relying too much on medication. Imagine a quiet afternoon. You sit by the window, holding a warm, fragrant cup of cinnamon tea, knowing that at that very moment, your body is being supported from within. From that gentle, sweet, and spicy flavor, a series of biological reactions are working to stabilize your blood sugar, reduce visceral fat, and improve cellular flexibility. Have you ever tried cinnamon tea? If not, maybe today is a good time to start. Just one small cup a day, inexpensive and uncomplicated, may be enough to bring about a positive change in your long-term health. Yerba mate tea. If you are looking for a drink that helps maintain energy throughout the day without causing blood sugar spikes like coffee or sugary drinks, then you might fall in love with yerba mate from the very first sip. This is not only a traditional drink in many South American countries such as Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay, but also one of the teas with the most beneficial compounds for people with diabetes. Yerba mate tea is brewed from the dried leaves of the yerba mate plant, a native herb that is rich in polyphenols, antioxidants, and saponins, which are biologically active compounds studied for their ability to support glucose control, reduce insulin resistance, and enhance overall metabolic health. Unlike green or black tea, yerba mate contains a unique blend of caffeine, theobromine, and theophylline, three natural stimulants that offer a more stable energy effect with less nervous stimulation or blood sugar crashes compared to regular coffee. One key point is that yerba mate can slow the absorption of sugar after meals. Several studies have shown that drinking yerba mate before or after meals helps blood sugar rise more gradually, avoiding the sharp spikes in glucose that are dangerous for people with diabetes. This effect comes from the high levels of polyphenols in yerba mate, which interact with enzymes that digest carbohydrates and slow the conversion of starch into glucose in the small intestine. A study from the University of Sao Paulo in Brazil found that using yerba mate regularly for 60 days improved insulin sensitivity in people with metabolic syndrome. Participants not only had more stable blood sugar, but also needed less insulin to keep glucose levels safe. This is crucial because when insulin works more efficiently, the pancreas does not get overloaded, which helps prevent beta cell dysfunction, a serious factor that leads to diabetes progression. Furthermore, yerba mate has shown the ability to reduce blood fats and improve heart health. People with diabetes often have a high risk of developing coronary artery disease, high blood pressure, and atherosclerosis. One reason is that high blood sugar damages blood vessel walls, causes chronic inflammation, and alters blood lipid profiles. Thanks to its high saponin content, yerba mate has been shown to lower bad LDL cholesterol, increase good HDL cholesterol, and reduce endothelial inflammation. The combination of antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and lipid balancing effects makes yerba mate a comprehensive health support drink. It not only focuses on blood sugar, but also helps reduce long-term diabetes complications. 1 cup of yerba mate per day can be a first step to protecting your heart, preventing nerve damage, and keeping kidney function stable. One reason many people enjoy yerba mate is its gentle but lasting energy boost. Thanks to the blend of caffeine, theobromine, and theophylline, yerba mate helps users feel more alert, focused, and mentally clear throughout the day without the fatigue or jitteriness that often comes with regular coffee. This is especially beneficial for people with diabetes who often feel tired, sleepy after meals, or have trouble concentrating due to unstable blood sugar. However, it is important to note that yerba mate has more caffeine than green tea, but less than coffee. So if you are sensitive to caffeine, it is best to drink it in the morning or early afternoon to avoid disturbing your nighttime sleep. 1 to 2 cups per day is suitable for most adults. If you are trying it for the first time, start with half a cup to see how your body reacts before gradually increasing the amount. The traditional way to brew yerba mate is using a gourd and a metal straw called a bombilla, but you can also use a teapot, tea infuser, or French press. If you prefer a light flavor, steep the yerba mate leaves in hot water at about 70 degrees Celsius for 3 to 5 minutes. For a stronger taste, let the water cool to around 80 degrees and steep for 10 to 15 minutes. Avoid pouring boiling water directly on the leaves as it can ruin the natural flavor and reduce the effectiveness of some bioactive compounds. You can enhance the flavor by adding lemon slices, mint leaves, or a bit of fresh ginger to boost anti-inflammatory and digestive benefits. Some people also enjoy adding a little unsweetened nut milk to create a mild, creamy flavor and improve absorption of fat-soluble polyphenols. There are a few important reminders when using yerba mate. Do not drink it on an empty stomach because its caffeine content can cause stomach discomfort. Avoid taking it together with diuretics or blood pressure medications without consulting your doctor, as yerba mate also has mild diuretic properties and may interact if taken in large amounts. Also, when drinking yerba mate daily, choose organic options to avoid the buildup of pesticide residues over time. Yerba mate is not just a beverage. It is part of a culture, a symbol of connection, of community, and also a subtle health therapy gifted by nature. For those living with diabetes, a cup of yerba mate each day not only supports blood sugar control, but also provides a sense of care, renewed energy, and the feeling of taking back control of your own body. Have you ever tried yerba mate? If not, consider giving it a try. Its unique flavor, gentle sweetness, and lasting warmth may surprise you. And who knows, it might be the start of a new chapter in your journey to sustainable healthcare. Mulberry leaf tea. You may already be familiar with ripe mulberries that are mildly sweet and often used to make jam, syrup, or refreshing drinks. But few people know that the green leaves of the mulberry tree, often overlooked, actually contain a special secret valuable to health, especially for those struggling to manage blood sugar daily. That secret is mulberry leaf tea, a simple, natural gift that has the potential to change the game in post-meal glucose control. Mulberry leaf tea is made from dried leaves of the mulberry tree. This tea has been used in traditional Eastern medicine for centuries to treat liver, blood pressure, and digestive issues. However, it is only in recent decades that scientists have begun to focus on the powerful role of mulberry leaf tea in controlling diabetes and preventing its complications. What makes mulberry leaf tea stand out is its ability to inhibit the enzyme alpha-glucosidase, an intestinal enzyme responsible for breaking down carbohydrates into glucose. When this enzyme is inhibited, the conversion of starch and sugar in food slows down, preventing a sudden flood of sugar into the bloodstream after meals. This helps avoid dangerous glucose spikes. This mechanism is similar to certain blood sugar-lowering medications that doctors prescribe, but mulberry leaves offer a natural, gentle option with fewer side effects. A notable study conducted in Japan showed that drinking just 70 milliliters of mulberry leaf tea after breakfast helped participants reduce post-meal blood sugar by up to 77 milligrams per deciliter. This is a remarkable figure in the field of glucose control. Moreover, fasting blood sugar also dropped by an average of 25 milligrams per deciliter after only a few weeks of consistent use. This indicates that mulberry leaf tea not only stabilizes post-meal levels but also helps maintain overall balance throughout the day. Mulberry leaves are rich in flavonoids such as quercetin and rutin, powerful antioxidants that protect blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and prevent nerve damage, one of the most common and frightening complications in people with diabetes. Additionally, mulberry leaves contain gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, a compound that regulates the nervous system, reduces stress, and improves sleep, all of which have significant effects on blood sugar control. One reason people love mulberry leaf tea is its naturally mild and slightly sweet flavor. Not as strong as black tea, not as bitter as green tea, mulberry tea is easy to drink and easy to pair with other herbs. This makes it ideal for those who dislike the bitter taste of other blood sugar regulating teas. The pleasant flavor allows you to maintain the tea drinking habit daily without feeling forced or uncomfortable. You can easily find mulberry leaf tea in the form of whole dried leaves, tea bags, or extract powder. However, whole dried leaves remain the best option as they retain the full structure of natural active compounds and are less oxidized. To brew the ideal cup, use 5 to 7 grams of dried leaves, place them in a teapot, pour in hot water at about 90 degrees Celsius, cover and steep for 7 to 10 minutes. Then strain and enjoy. You can drink 2 to 3 cups per day, preferably after main meals, to help slow sugar absorption. To enhance the blood sugar support effect, you can combine mulberry leaf tea with dried bitter melon or lotus leaf. Bitter melon contains carentan, a compound that increases glucose absorption in muscle tissue, while lotus leaf helps reduce blood lipids and prevents visceral fat buildup, both of which are common risk factors in people with type 2 diabetes. One important note is that mulberry leaf tea rarely causes side effects if used in the right amount and sourced clean without chemicals. However, if you are taking blood sugar lowering medication, you should monitor your blood sugar closely when starting to drink mulberry tea regularly to avoid sudden hypoglycemia. In this case, consult your doctor for a tea regimen that aligns with your current medication. Beyond its effects on blood sugar, mulberry tea also helps improve lipid profiles, supports weight management, and protects liver function. These are foundational factors in preventing diabetic complications related to the eyes, heart, and nerves. For those with fatty liver, high cholesterol, or difficulty managing weight, drinking mulberry leaf tea daily can be an effective starting step. In modern life full of pressure and fast pace, a cup of mulberry leaf tea can be a chance to pause for a few minutes, listen to your body, feel peace, and know that you are actively taking care of your health one small step at a time. Major changes are not always necessary. Sometimes a simple but consistent habit is enough to create deep transformation. Have you ever heard of mulberry leaf tea? Are you willing to try something new and gentle to support your blood sugar care journey? If you are struggling with post-meal glucose control, if you feel tired due to unstable blood sugar, or if you are simply looking for a healthy habit to take care of yourself each day, then mulberry leaf tea may be the natural gift just for you. Managing diabetes does not necessarily have to begin with big, complicated, or costly changes. Sometimes just a simple habit like drinking a cup of tea every day can make a noticeable difference in your health. Whether it is chamomile tea that helps you sleep better and stabilize hormones, cinnamon tea that supports better sugar absorption, yerba mate that brings lasting energy, or mulberry leaf tea that soothes blood sugar spikes after meals. Each type of tea plays its own role in your journey of caring for your body. The important thing is that you listen to your body, start with the smallest things, and stay consistent. One cup of tea each day is not just a healthy habit, but also an act of self-love. And if you found today's sharing helpful, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss future videos. Every share from you is a great source of motivation for me to continue spreading safe, science-based, and relatable information to the community. Finally, I truly look forward to hearing your story. Please leave a comment below and share which type of tea you are using, how it feels, or if you are still unsure. I am always ready to listen and support you. Wishing you good health, peace, and strong control over what you are facing. See you again in the upcoming videos.